from something else?
Basically, like I said earlier, once they earn their cord, it'll be the specific cord. Near the end of the freshman year, all the way up through senior year, you're allowed to wear this as a member of fish drill team, or former member of fish drill team, excuse me. And then on this particular uniform, we wear medals instead of our ribbons. And to designate fish drill team, it will be this one. So basically, it's a maroon and white stripes for the cord and for the ribbon.
Okay. And I guess, where do you guys practice? On campus, or how often during the day?
We practice, right now we're practicing 3 times a week. We practice in the afternoons for about 2.5 hours, and it's usually on the quad, right in front of the quad at the arches there. And every once in a while we'll run out to Simpson Drill Field, or just kind of get off the quad and give them a change of scenery.
Yeah. Okay, so I know you mentioned the parents. Is there any other extra support that you guys get to help fund you guys, or traveling especially?
Yes, ma'am. We have another student organization called Association of Former Fish Drill Team, and we just refer to them as AFFDTM. Their primary goal is just to fundraise for us. They kind of coordinate our ball at the end of the year, where the fish actually earn their cords. And their sole reason behind is just the backbone monetarily wise. And so they'll raise money for us. So if we need rifle parts for the sophomores or for the fish, and then they'll be the ones who will hand us out the money.
Okay. Tyler, explain to me what the Stealth Squad is.
The Stealth Squad is actually, well, I guess, a little background. Obviously, we take fish with no experience at the beginning of the year. So for just about the entire first semester of the school year, they don't have enough experience to do performances. So when people call asking for a fish drill team, you know, we need someone to give them. So there's a group of upperclassmen that get together every year and called Stealth Squad, and they go and they travel and they do parades and events pretty much as fish drill team, and they dress up as freshmen all over again, just so that we can still perform during the fall when the fish aren't ready.
Okay. I guess just a little quick thing, but when do you plan on graduating? I see you have your boots on. What are your plans, maybe military or not, after you're done with A&M?
Currently, after I get out of the Corps of Cadets, I'm going to be staying here maybe 1 more year, so I'll be doing a victory lap, and so I'll be a non-reg for 1 more year. After that, I'm contracted with the Air Force, and I actually just this week put in for a pilot slot, so we'll find out next semester if I get that. So. And
I'm actually doing a similar thing. I'm probably going to take 1 extra year after I'm done with the Corps and enjoy normal life for a little while. And then I'm taking a Marine Corps contract, so I'm hoping to be a Marine Corps pilot.
Oh, wow, that's impressive.
Yes, ma'am.
And one quick question, I've always been curious. The movie A Few Good Men, I heard that Fish Drill Team was in the beginning sequence. Is it true?
That's right. At the beginning of A Few Good Men is, it was supposed to be the Marine Corps Silent Drill Platoon, but they instead called us. So it's actually former Fish Drill Team members. It's not the fish themselves, but it's the classes of, I believe, 92, 93, 94. And they went up and dressed up as the Marine Corps Silent Drill Platoon. And yeah, that was a great honor, and it's always really cool to watch the movie and know that that's Fish Drill Team.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Well, thank you guys both so much for coming on today, and we'll be right back.
When I first saw the series Baseball on PBS, I heard a quote from Walt Whitman about baseball being a glorious game, bring the community back together, repairing their losses. Here at Pupke Park, we celebrated baseball on opening day by raising money for the Jimmy Fund for cancer research and care. We built Pupke Park as a place where kids could play whatever games they'd like. There's no umpires, no coaches, no rules, just kids helping to repair the losses of kids with cancer.
Welcome back, everyone, and we finally have our last pair of Corps of Cadets. We both have Cody Wadlick and Sam Cox with us, and they are with the Ross Volunteers here on campus. And I guess, Sam, I'll ask you the first question. Give us a brief history of the Ross Volunteers.
Okay. The Ross Volunteers were originated in 1887, and when we were first formed, we were called the Foster Guards. But after a series of events, we became the Ross Volunteer Company, named after Lawrence Sullivan Ross.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. I see a statue around campus. Cody, I guess, how do you become a member of the Ross Volunteers?
The cadets selected to be Ross Volunteers are chosen their junior year. They apply to be members, and then they're selected by the senior class based primarily on character and just the way they've conducted themselves as cadets thus far in their time in the Corps. It's not necessarily anything regarding what they've done. It's basically just their character and their quality as a cadet is what we look for in bringing in new members to the Ross Volunteers.
So I guess once you're accepted or invited to be a Ross Volunteer, I guess what is the time commitment once you're in it? Like, what's your day-to-day life?
The time commitment is not too significant, just because lots of times these are guys that have lots of other things on their plate. They're involved with other parts of the Corps and other organizations within the university. So typically it's I guess kept to a couple practices a week where the juniors learn different drills and things like that to do in parades, and then every once in a while we'll have some additional practices at night if we have special events we're getting ready for or anything like that. And then the actual events that we do are kind of on a volunteer type basis. If you can make it to an event, we typically will do, use like 10 to 12 guys or something like that. We'll go out to an event, and so guys just take on kind of what they can handle and what they have time for.
Okay, so you mentioned different events that you guys do. I know parades and silver taps. I guess, Sam, what are all of the different types of events that you attend?
Well, we have two main parade events, and that is Bryan College Station Parade and the Mardi Gras Parade, which is typically in March. When it comes to the university, Silver Taps and Muster are the two big events that we are a part of. And then outside of those are just day-to-day events, whether it's former Ross Volunteers or helping out with other student organizations.
Okay, and I know that you guys are the Governor's Honor Guard. Cody, could you explain exactly what that means?
Yes, that's correct. In being the honor guard for the governor, we're basically just there to help out in any events that he has, whether it be just providing a saber arch, for an event that he's at, or like coming up in January, we'll be doing lots of stuff at the governor's inauguration. So the inaugural parade, the governor's ball, we'll be getting to attend all those events and just pay respects to our governor and represent A&M on a state and national level.
Okay, so I guess, do either of you have a favorite event? I assume Mardi Gras would be fun, but anything you like in particular?
For me, the most significant event is Muster, but a lot of the guys really enjoy Mardi Gras. It's a fun time, and it's good to get off campus, and it's good to show off all the drill that you have been learning all year. So it's a fun time.
So who would y'all say is your primary audience when you do all of these events?
I guess it would vary. At all times we're trying to represent Texas A&M as well as the state of Texas in what we do. But we take on events, anywhere from honoring veterans or events for children with disabilities or things like that. So we cover a very wide array of events, and so it always varies, but we always just try to conduct ourselves in a manner that would bring I guess, positive things to A&M, to our school, and to our state, and to the Ross Volunteer Company as well.
So you obviously aren't wearing your uniforms today, but Sam, could you describe, I guess, how we could differentiate you guys?
Mm-hmm. Well, when we're in normal cadet uniforms for the day, we have a white and yellow cord draped over our left shoulder. And when we're in our formal dress, they are white uniforms, and they're similar to Navy dress, but they're slightly different.
And I know it's getting close to the end of the semester, but do you guys have any events, I guess, on tap for the schedule for the rest of the fall, or maybe what you have for the spring?
Well, like I said earlier, the big thing we have coming up in January is all the events surrounding the governor's inauguration. So that's something that we're in the early stages of working out, just with the elections having taken place, but something we're really excited about. Sam mentioned earlier also that we have the Christmas parade, the Bryan College Station Christmas parade, and that'll be kind of the big thing that we have left this semester. And then, once we start the spring semester, though, we'll hit the ground running with the inauguration and Mardi Gras and all those different things.
So do you guys find it challenging, I guess? You said time commitment isn't too bad, but is it challenging to be a part of the Ross Volunteers, Sam?
Some days it is, some days it's not. Some of the events require long time and preparation, but it's only as time demanding as you put on it. It can be as time demanding as you want it to, or you can kind of, if you have other priorities, they can take place.
Okay, and I noticed you said you're both seniors. I see your boots. If you just say, I guess, each of you your majors, and if you plan to go into the military once you're done here at A&M, Cody?
Yes, I am. I will be commissioning into the U.S. Army in May, and I just found out a couple weeks ago I'll be a field artillery officer. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm a horticulture major. It doesn't really relate much to the Army, but I'm hoping within the Army to eventually maybe do some civil affairs work and agricultural development type stuff.
And I'm a finance major, and I'll be taking an extra semester, and I'll be pursuing a military contract as well.
Oh, great. Well, thank you guys so much for serving once you're finished here. And I appreciate you guys coming on today. I know it's a very prestigious program you guys are involved with. And we appreciate everyone for tuning in today, and we'll catch you next time.